In a cozy cottage amidst a mystical forest lived a little girl with a peculiar kettle. It wasn't just any kettle. Oh no, this one was magical. Every time it whistled and spewed forth clouds of steam, it created temporary friends for her, each puff forming a new buddy that could only exist as long as the steamy breath continued. They'd giggle and play until the steam faded, and then she'd wait for the next spout to create another companion. One day while she was having tea party with a mushroom friend beneath her favorite oak tree, a sudden squall trapped her friend inside an enormous cloud. The little girl watched in dismay as the steamy figure was pulled up into the churning gray mass and then whisked away into the stormy sky. She had to get her friend back down before the kettle overheated and she vanished. But how? She thought frantically, her brow furrowing with worry. Then she remembered the charm her grandmother had given her. It was just a simple snowflake pin, but when placed upon the hot spout of the kettle, it magically produced a cooling mist. Maybe it would work on a cloud, too. Clutching the charm tightly, she ran out into the storm. As the rain poured down her face, she gazed up at the towering clouds above. Spotting her chance, she raised the charm high and wished with all her might for the steamy figure to return. Suddenly, the sky began to clear and a ray of sunshine peeked through the parting clouds. With a gentle whoosh, the trapped friend was wafted back down to earth, landing softly on the ground in front of her. Overjoyed, the little girl rushed forward and embraced her rescued companion. The kettle, sensing its friend's return, glowed softly in delight. The two companions, now safe and sound, made their way back to the cottage. As the little girl busied herself preparing tea, her friend couldn't help but notice the intricate details of her surroundings. The steam print apron with its tiny dancing figures, the delicate lace at the cuffs. Even the sturdy lace-up boots seemed imbued with a timeless charm. Her friend marveled at the beauty of the simple yet elegant kitchen, realizing that true elegance lay not in opulence, but in the grace and heartiness of everyday life. Together they sipped the warm brew, sharing stories and laughter, grateful to have found solace and companionship in each other's presence. The memory of their adventure still fresh in their minds, they knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, they could face them together, finding strength and comfort in their unbreakable bond. Once upon a time, in a village nestled between rolling hills and a sparkling lake, lived a little girl who loved nothing more than helping her grandmother in the kitchen. One rainy afternoon, while the wind howled outside, they were joined by a mysterious traveler who sought shelter from the storm. The girl's grandmother, known for her warm hospitality, welcomed the stranger, offering them tea and freshly baked pastries. As the aroma of spices and sweetness filled the air, something magical happened. The steam rising from the teapot took on a life of its own, forming whimsical faces and playful creatures that danced around the room. The girl and her grandmother watched in amazement as these ephemeral companions interacted with the furniture, tickled the tablecloth, and even waltzed with the flickering flames in the hearth. Then, as if sensing the visitor's wonder, the steamy figures gathered around him, swirling and twirling in a silent invitation to join their merry dance. Hesitantly at first, the traveler stepped into the center of the steamy circle, and to everyone's delight, he began to laugh, his earlier somberness forgotten. He joined the ethereal revelry, spinning and dipping with the vaporous sprites until the room echoed with their joyous laughter. The little girl, filled with awe and excitement, couldn't help but dance along, her own laughter mingling with theirs. In that magical space, she felt a sense of connection not only with the whimsical creatures, but also with the traveler, as if the steam had woven a spell of camaraderie and joy among them. But as quickly as it began, the dance came to an end. The steamy figures faded away, leaving behind the lingering scent of lavender and wood smoke. The traveler, visibly moved by the experience, turned to the girl and her grandmother, his eyes shining with gratitude. He thanked them for the enchanting spectacle, and for reminding him of the childlike wonder that had long been dormant within him. With renewed spirits, he bid them farewell, promising to carry the memory of their shared laughter in his heart. And so the little girl, her grandmother, and the mysterious traveler parted ways, each forever changed by the magic they had experienced together in that cozy kitchen. She wore a traditional Japanese girl outfit consisting of a cotton kimono with a delicate floral pattern. The wide sleeves were adorned with intricate hand-drawn vines and blossoms, giving the impression that flowers were climbing up her arms. A silk obi sash tied around her waist added a touch of elegance, complementing the graceful lines of her flowing skirt. Delicate white tabi socks covered her feet, which were tucked into Geta sandals, their wooden soles painted a soft green to match the background. Her long dark hair was styled in a top knot, revealing small pearl earrings that glistened with every movement. A single white hair ornament resembling a blooming cherry blossom rested atop her head, serving as a reminder of the ephemeral beauty that surrounded her. Her makeup was minimal yet enchanting, featuring a subtle white outline around her eyes that emphasized their almond shape and rosy red lips that hinted at a playful smile. Overall, the composition and color choices evoked a sense of tranquility and harmony with nature, inviting the viewer to appreciate the fleeting moments of beauty that color life's journey. And she has a really cute pet cat that is always by her side. One day while playing by the river, the girl's ball accidentally floated away and went down a narrow stream. Without hesitation, she jumped in to retrieve it, much to the surprise of a young man who happened to be passing by. Concerned for her safety, he offered to help, and together they ventured further into the stream. However, they soon realized that the water was too shallow for him to assist her. Seeing her determined expression, he understood that she was capable of handling the situation on her own. Trusting her instincts, he stepped aside and watched as she skillfully maneuvered through the current, eventually emerging on the other side with the ball in tow. Reunited with her precious possession, the girl couldn't thank the young man enough for his support and understanding. As they walked back home together, they shared stories and laughter, forging a bond that transcended their initial encounter. From that day on, their friendship grew, strengthened by their shared love for adventure and the unwavering support they provided each other. In the enchanting world of steampunk, where clockwork automatons roamed the city streets and airships sailed through the skies, there lived a young inventor named Lily. She was known throughout the city for her whimsical creations, each one infused with a touch of magic that set them apart from the ordinary contraptions of her fellow inventors. Among her most prized possessions was her self-winding music box, a marvel of engineering that played hauntingly beautiful melodies without needing to be wound up. It was crafted from polished brass and copper, adorned with intricate gears and springs that whirred and clicked in perfect harmony. One fateful day, while demonstrating her latest invention to a group of fellow inventors, Lily inadvertently activated a hidden mechanism in the music box. A plume of purple steam erupted, swirling and coalescing into a humanoid form right before their astonished eyes. At first, Lily and the other inventors were stunned into silence as the steamy apparition blinked its large, luminous eyes and tilted its head in curiosity. Then, as if awakening from a deep slumber, the being stretched, yawned widely, revealing rows of sharp metallic teeth. With a sudden burst of energy, it sprang into action, zipping and zooming around the workshop, leaving a trail of shimmering condensation in its wake. Startled but intrigued, the other inventors scattered as the creature darted between them, its movements erratic and unpredictable. Some hid under tables, while others climbed onto shelves to escape its playful swipes. But Lily stood her ground, mesmerized by the being's unearthly grace and agility. As the creature approached her, she reached out a hand, palm open in a gesture of peace. To her surprise, it paused, tilting its head once again before drifting towards her outstretched fingers. Hesitantly, she stroked its vaporous form, feeling a strange sensation like running her hand through a thick fog. In that instant, a bond formed between Lily and the steam being, a connection that transcended their differences. Over time, Lily discovered that the being was not merely a figment of her imagination or a malfunctioning automaton, but something altogether unique. It was born of steam, yes, but also of the very essence of her music box, a sentient being infused with the melodies and emotions that flowed from its gears and springs. And as Lily delved deeper into the mystery of the music box and the nature of the being it had brought forth, she uncovered a secret that would change her life forever. For within the intricate workings of her invention lay the key to unlocking the full potential of her gift, allowing her to create not just machines, but companions.